So another X and Y episode is behind us, and I will say, man, I was on the edge of my seat on this one, hoping for some breadcrumbs of something at some moment. We got a little bit more information, just a smidget, like always. Of course, after Yan goes to the building trying to find Shi Yu and finding she's not there, they get a clue at what building she could be at, but then they see the police are there, which the scruffy looking guy, I didn't even realize that he was a police officer, but I was like, okay, he's a detective for the police, okay, that's cool. And they kind of go around and they find Shi Yu inside of a building. Now, of course, this girl is desperately dehydrated, to the point I was like, oh my God, she's so dehydrated and stuff. And for those that don't know, if you're desperately dehydrated, and of course you need water for your body, the key is you can't take it all at once, because it'll end up hurting your body than helping it. So it's actually pretty interesting that one moment Yan almost, like, because he was so desperate to have Shi Yu do well, that even though Zhu was telling him, hey, make sure she doesn't drink too much. And then as the girl's like chugging this, I'm like, stop her. And he's still trying to give it to her, and I'm like, dude. And then he finally cut her off, and I'm like, man, you about to make this girl have a worse scenario here. But thankfully, ambulance came, but kind of knew it was gonna happen. The police interrogates Yan to be like, hey, good job finding her, you definitely saved her life, but tell me what you've been up to. Now here's where the crux of everything is. We kind of get a short synopsis of what our main character's been doing for the last few days, and he kind of just explains. He really just opens up and explains to the officer, like, okay, this is what I did, this is where I've been. Like, the officer knew he hadn't been home, which was a little weird. That means that they were tailing him or something, that they were essentially making sure he wasn't at the house. But he just told him, was like, look, this is where I was sleeping at the office, which he was. We did see, a few episodes where he kind of like would wake up in the office sofa. Then he was asked about the previous night, and then he kind of infers that he's like, yeah, I was out with my girlfriend, which now he's calling Zhu his girlfriend. It's like, okay, all right. And so they're kind of exchanging information. And I think I touched on this last week, but I'm going to come right back to it, because going over what he was telling the police officer, something kind of sparked in me once again. So of course, the officer's doing his due diligence, asking him questions and such, trying to exonerate him, trying to feel him out, trying to see, he's like, okay, could this be our guy? Asking him, hey, how'd you go straight to where she was at? And he's like, no, I didn't go straight to her. I just heard a sound. I wish he elaborated a little bit more, because in the episode he was like, wait a minute, there's something, if these houses are abandoned, why is a fan going off? That's something I would tell the officers, like, yeah, I just kind of clued in that there was a fan moving in a place that should be abandoned, and I was like, well, that's a little weird. And then bam, I found her. I mean, I think that's more believable than just be like, yeah, I just kind of got lucky, which is basically what he told the officers, like, oh, I just got lucky and found her. And then the officer's like, ha, I guess you are pretty lucky. Like, that doesn't exonerate you here. But he said something, I think that was a vital nugget kind of clue. When the officer was asking him, okay, what were you doing? I believe he was saying yesterday, like basically, as far as the different days. And he told him that he was out searching, and that his friend, coworker, can corroborate for him. But it was just, I don't know if it was the way he said that, the phrase. The fact of the matter is, could his friend be in on this? Because, at first in the beginning of the series, they kind of didn't know each other, and then they kind of became friends by going to X and Y, the escape room. Could going to that escape room, his friends saw how smart he was? Because it felt like the main character solved everything. And the friend was like, and started to use him in this elaborate plot. And notice how we haven't been going back to his friend. Like the last time we saw him was the other episode, of course, when they were searching for Shi Yu. But was he actually searching for her? Like, could he have known where she was at the whole time and then he's just acting like he's out searching? We don't know. We just assume he was. And the most sus thing, it just dawned on me, is the ending credits. This picture right here of his friend, like, it's a little sus. Or is it just me? One, his friend is standing in this hallway or stairwell, I guess you could say, and he's like in the shadow, and in the background the lights are going off, or the police lights, like it's basically blinking between red and blue, but it's not really definitive. It's kind of subtle in a way, and it's just how he's just overcast in the shadow. And of course, not showing the trope of not showing the pupils through the glasses type deal, kind of like you're hiding something. Like, if it's his friend, why isn't this picture more laid back, happy-go-lucky? Because the picture of the other characters aren't as incriminating. Like, here's the main character, he's just kind of sipping some coffee in the office, kind of looking in the distance to the future or to the past. You know, the little trope is like you kind of looking off in the distance type deal. So it's like, okay, that's not bad, that's not incriminating. And then you have the girl Shi Yu here huddled up, you know, kind of like a victim holding herself. I'll be honest, seeing how the show is not giving as many clues as I would like it to do, I'm sitting here like trying to gather all remaining clues from any and all sources, like the beginning credits, the ending credits. Like, if they're gonna throw those things in, the least I could do is try to extrapolate some sort of clue as far as what's going on here. And seeing as how this is episode 11, so if this is a 12 episode run, the next episode is the last episode, which, I mean, are they gonna dump all the answers on us on this final episode? Or is it gonna be another cliffhanger and be like, all right, see you in season 2, which I hope is not the case. We've been watching this for this long. Don't do it to me. Choke the writers, don't you dare. So I don't know, regardless, still edge of my seat as far as every episode. I'm really wanting to know more and more about this show, and to know more and more about the mystery of it. Like, what are the answers, what's going on. And I'm not even going to discuss what happened at the very end of the episode, which was, I don't know if it's a fever dream or whatever the case may be, but I guess we'll know more maybe in the next episode, because it was like, okay, that's weird. And then the credits roll. I don't know, but we will know more, Lord willing, next week. Until then, I hope you guys enjoy this analysis, because this is a crazy show and I'm enjoying it. I really am. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, but make sure you guys are liking the video. Make sure you guys are subscribed for more analysis on this anime and several others on the channel. We will discuss them all. You guys be safe, take care, bye for now. Make sure to check out the extra content on our Patreon page, and thanks to our current patrons.
This ain't what you want, bitch, I'm a fucking phenomenon.